Hello, hi traders. Welcome to our daily webinar, Real-Time Daily Trading Ideas. We will have 5 days a week and of course 5 different traders. Today it's Friday, so in a couple of minutes it's DX day. We will talk about, like every day, about trading ideas, strategies, market screening, and maybe, because we have just 15 to 20 minutes time, 1 or 2 questions directly from your side we can answer live in the webinar. So let's have a quick start. Welcome everybody. Let's see what is the trade of the day. Because of, no, let's start again. We start with all webinars, of course, with a disclaimer. That's what I like to say. Forex and CFDs are leveraged products and can result in losses that exceed your deposits. Before you start with live trading, please make you familiar with a demo account. And if you feel great, then let's start with a real account. Think about your personal risk management and all the risk what's involved. And if you'd like to see the full risk disclaimer, just visit one of our web pages like admiralmarkets.com or also admiralmarketsglobal.com, and you will see the full risk disclaimer in written there. This is me. Maybe you heard my English made in Germany, but hopefully some of my quality too. And I have a good excuse. Today it's my birthday. Today I'm 41, but of course, I will do the daily webinar with you. I'm not the main speaker. The main speaker is the day trader of today. This is Dirk, but yeah, this is me, that you know also who's speaking right now. This is our scheme. On Monday, it's Jay's day. On Tuesday, it's Paul's day. On Wednesday, it's Mike's day. On Thursday, it's Nenad's day. And on Friday, it's Dirk's day. Today's actions are tomorrow's results. So let's see if our trading idea of today could help you by your daily trading. And of course, if you like to trade Forex and CFDs, there are many, many benefits, but you get only in that way at Admiral Markets. Check it out with all details at admiralmarkets.com. For example, at us, you can change and choose the leverage. It's up to you. If it should be 50 or it should be up to 500, you can change it. Many, many competitors don't allow to change the leverage, or maybe sometimes only for Forex, but not for index or other instruments. At us, you can change it on your own. Many, many more advantages you see displayed, and all details, like I said, on admiralmarkets.com. Also about our regulation, you will find more details here. Of course, Admiral Markets UK Ltd is authorized and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA. And if you like to contact us by phone, by email, by Facebook, and by YouTube, it's possible. A couple of hours later, you will find all our webinars recorded at YouTube, and also here displayed the address. But you don't have to get it in your mind all. Of course, it's available via admiralmarkets.com if you like to join us. And now it's going to Dirk. Hi, good morning and good day, Dirk. What is the trading idea of today? It's your turn now.
Yes, good morning, Jens, and thanks for having me on. It's Friday. If you have a look at the calendar, the economic calendar, you will already see the 13:30 CET time. So that's the non-farm payrolls, which are coming up today. So watch out for a bumpy road, maybe. First of all, we will have a look at the German DAX. So the German DAX, the leading German index. And on top of that, before we start with the analysis, we're gonna take the insert and the navigator and put on the mini terminal as well. If you are not able to do that, maybe just check the website from admiralmarkets.com. You may be able to download it yourself and to just integrate it into your platform. And all you will see later on is a couple of tools and the mini terminal as well, and the so-called order ladder. So besides that, I will close that window just to have more room, more space here. Besides that, we opened a DAX trade this morning at 13,493, and the stop loss scenario right now is around 13,525.50. So this trade is still active. I might show you the stuff with another window as well, with the so-called order ladder. So let's insert that stuff again and just put in the mini terminal as well and the order ladder as well, so that you may get some informations about how to do that with this system. So if you see the blue screen, the blue ladder here and the red ladder, you may also already know the blue one is the buy ladder and the red one is the sell ladder. So if you go up, for example, and place something like a sell order, like we did this morning, you'll have to change to the red ladder, and we'll find a sell limit, for example, the sell limit, and the lot size and the stops are already set in the minute terminal. So for example, you start with 2 lots, the stop loss scenario 50. You may change that, of course, anytime, pulling down that one to 30, for example, or pulling down that one to 1 lot 50, or even to 1 lot. All it has to fit to your account size, of course. So going back to this order ladder, you may place this sell limit, for example, at 13,505, or like we did, for example, at the 13,493 level. So just having an example, it's nothing like do that right now, guys. It's nothing like execution right now, guys. It's just a setup and just information how to do it. And for example, you can place the take profit as well. So you may scroll down, for example, where you may get a hint where your take profit may be. For example, the last low you see at around the 13,465 level, for example. So you got to see this one, and if the DAX is moving down right now and in a direction to this 13,466, for example, the take profit is set, and it will be executed, and and the order will be taken out with the profit. So that's all about it. Going back to this window where I put the levels, the Fibonacci levels, just to have something like a short analysis about the Fibos. We got the 20th of June 2017, where we had the last one of those important record highs at 12,954. And going back to this the latest low, which is important, around this level, around 11,866. That's how we combined these 2 points with a Fibonacci retracement analysis and pull down to this levels. And you see already around the 138.2 and the 161.8 Fibonacci projections. Exactly, this short order is placed in the middle of those 2. Like we already did this a couple of weeks ago, and like for example, we did this the last Friday as well with another pair. For example, we did this one with a Kiwi, and if you remember, we started a buy order around this level right here, and if you just scroll down a little bit, you see the stop loss is still in place here, and right now you got a couple of pips, even if you just do that with a small account size right here and a small order size, small lot size like 0.2, like 2 mini lots, you're already in the plus. If you just take the mouse, just put the position right here, you will see the stop loss down here. You would be risking 110, and right now you got 150, 160 profit if you just close that trade right now, for example. The take profit scenario was set at 069.98, for example. Just to give you a hint what we did the last week or the last weeks, and what we already will be doing in the next sessions ahead. Go. Okay, back to the DAX. Besides technical analysis, you may get some hints about the German politics as well. If you take a look at, for example, German websites, German news sites, or for example, even international news agencies like Bloomberg, CNBC, they are all covering, of course, the German coalition talks. And right now, it doesn't look too gloomy and not too gloomy, not too perfect. It could be that we will be running to a new election in a couple of weeks or month to go. So this could be the case. This could be the case. That means if it really ends up with no coalition, no new government being formed, then it would be something like really like a smash for the German DAX, for example, because it's something like insecure instability and stuff like that. Looking into the new week, of course, even some positive things about the earnings season, for example. The German DAX has 14 companies next week which will present their quarterly earnings. So the EPS, the equity per shares, where they will be well observed, starting with Adidas and it going about like companies like for example Siemens and companies like that. So 14 companies reporting, and extremely heavy Super Thursday will be coming up with 7 or 8 DAX companies reporting at Thursday. So watch out for those for this kind of information and this kind of bumpy road, which may be ahead. So we will be watching this this trade right here. We will be watching the 138 level. There's 13,377, or if we place it to take profit, for example, we could be looking at this gap. There's still a gap. Let's do this with a shape, and just to have something like a little box, a blue box here, a blue zone into this direction here, where we will be showing you this gap. So this could be on top of that a nice target as well for the short side. This is something like the 13,255ers for having a take profit if you are about to take a target at the gap close. So this is the DAX version, the DAX setup. Besides, we got a new setup. It is gold, and on top as well, not the terminal. That's not the terminal I wanted. I wanted the navigator as well. Just need to click the right thing, of course.
Take also a little bit time for answering 1 or 2 questions, like is our goal every time.
Of course.
First of all, thanks for everybody who congrats me. Thank you. Like I said in my introduction, it's my birthday, but thank you for the congrats. The question from one guy is, hi Dirk, why do you not move the stop loss on New Zealand dollar, US dollar to the entry? Any special reasons? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. That's a good question. I already did that. Of course, this is a demo account, and I forgot to do that here. It is absolutely necessary and absolutely useful to move the stop loss level, for example, to the entry level, or even if you're able to maybe 10 or 20 pips above that. Besides that, for example, you can take out the half of the position, place the stop loss at the entry level, and yeah, feel free to just let it run wherever it will be running the next days. And of course, in direction to the Reserve Bank of New Zealand rate decision next week. So this might be an interesting target from the time frame, looking on this kind of rate decision next week. So that's absolutely a good question. I forgot to move that one here at the demo, of course, as well. Thank you. I will be doing that right now. Forgot that. Jens, I thought there's another question.
That was the question. And yeah, like always, you have many ways how to change a stop loss. You can do the classic way, what is available with every MT4 and MT5. That is the way from Dirk, what is fine. My way would be always moving the stop loss line, what is directly in your chart, because for me it's much more convenient. But yeah, we just show you all the options and you decide which option you'd like to do. The classic way with the order window, or the trading via chart way, directly moving the stop loss line. Both is fine.
So like I do that right now.
Many questions around the DAX, maybe one question more from the audience. From all-time high to all-time high, we see nearly every week a new all-time high. One guy is writing, so do you really believe that if we would get new elections, what is just rumors, that it should be a signal for short trading in DAX? Question from one guy.
Yeah. Even that one is a good question. Of course, nobody has something like Merlin's glass balls here. We don't know how the DAX will be reacting, but of course, there's some point of insecurity and just a possible spike down for maybe a couple of minutes or maybe a couple of hours, and then some guys would be really happy to get the possibility to buy a little bit cheaper. That could be the case as well, of course. In the longer run, if you look at the U.S. markets, the U.S. markets are something like a driver in this stock market. The U.S. markets are moving from one record high to another one, and really celebrating the tax reforms, which they are not there, of course, but they are already really happy to celebrate them. On top of that, they may be celebrating that kind of tax haven, or that kind of, not tax haven, that kind of tax holiday, which might be coming as well, in combination with the tax reforms. So this is a case. The market, the US market, is somehow guiding the DAX as well. So it will be moving back up after maybe a little shakeout. If you get information like something coalition talks are over, no government is being formed, we will be having new elections in, for example, whatever, December, whatever, where the time will be set. It will be a little shakeout, or maybe 1 to 3 hours, maybe even one day. And it will be a lot of investors will be maybe happy to buy a little bit more cheaper. That could be the case. So on top of that, I may like to answer something more on top of that, because the US tax reforms, and for example, the story about the next Fed chair right now is a little bit blown out now, because Powell has been set for the next one in February 2018. But if you just think about this tax reform and tax holidays, believe it or not, way over $1 trillion of US dollars are out of the US right now. For example, like Apple has around $210 billion, for example, outside of the US, something like they parked the money. And a lot of companies like Apple, like Oracle or Microsoft, whoever you call out, bigger US technology company name, they are all parking money outside of the US. And if something like happens, like this money is going back really only maybe a part 10 or 20 or 30% of that, it would be a huge amount of money going back to the US, so-called repatriation move. That would be a big influencer for the euro-US dollar. So the US dollar, the greenback, might be getting stronger. And on top of that, it might be a big case for the stock markets in a whole, because they have a lot of money, still a lot of money to buy new stocks or to buy back new shares. And I already told this morning in the German version here. Think about it. Right now, you have the possibility, still the possibility, to take on debt with a lot of cheap money. There's a lot of money out there, and it's still very, very cheap. So you just, for example, pull on some debt with new bonds, like Apple did a lot of times, or put on new bonds and new debt somehow as well, and buy back shares. So the sky is the limit. The Dow Jones and the S&P 500, a lot of companies, they could go skyrocketing more. And of course, it's interesting for the programs like CEOs and CFOs are benefiting from, like options. And the more you buy back, of course, the more the stock price is skyrocketing. Of course, the more worth your option programs get. Some kind of printing money yourself as well. It's an interesting case. So it might be going a little bit further up the road. From the technical aspects, that's what I'm talking, for example, right now from the DAX, or if you have a look at the Dow Jones here, if you just go at the daily one and just insert something like the indicator, typical RSI, you got stuff like that you are well overbought at the dailies, and going at the weeklies, you are at 83. And if you go to the history, for example, Zero Hedge already posted that the last week or 2 weeks ago, Dow Jones is at the 62-year high from the RSI. So it is so much overbought. There has to be something like a reaction, a little bit relief, something like a little consolidation or a little correction move. Nobody knows when, of course, but right from the technical perspectives, there should be something like a little relief. Okay, I forgot to go to, just to check back on gold. That was the setup I wanted to show you as well. Right now, we've been talking about the stock markets and a possible consolidation for a couple of days already, of course. The so-called positive thing for gold would be if the stock market is about to running into a consolidation or into a corrective mode, so there's some kind of gold benefiting from that kind of move. So it could be going up a bit. So that means around the 1275, where we are heading around right now, we'll be heading in route to the direction to the next resistances, for example. Let's see the pivots. Right now, R1, R2, R3, or even if we have the so-called levels or the Fibonacci levels, where we say 23.6 around the 1303 level up to the 1320 level. So this could be something, a nice target to the upside. The only where positive things are, there are already negative things as well. The only negative thing for gold is possibly the next Fed rate decision in 13th of December. So this is a kind of almost 96, 98% probability of a hike in December, which is already a little bit priced in, but could be surprising as well to the downside for gold. So two possibilities, of course. It's an analysis. We are just like informing you about both sides of the story, the long side and of course the short side. So my favorite would be going into a long position when the gold price is retesting that level down here. For example, the support 1 at 1271 and this 38.2 Fibonacci line, which is around the 1,269 level. So that could be something. On top, in combination, you will see that low at 1263. So if you are able to just to combine those two, maybe place, for example, a buy limit, you can do that with, for example, 2 mini lots. Place a stop loss level of, for example, 20. Or take the order ladder as well, take the buy stop, for example. You can scroll down this menu and place, for example, a buy limit with the lot size. You already see it here at 1265. And just drag it up there. And you will see, for example, the possibilities for, let's see, the next targets are, what we do at the 1303 level, for example. That's where you can just drag it up, right? So this might be something like going up the road until 1303 levels. So that might be something around here. Yeah, something around here. All right. Okay, so there are a couple of news in next week ahead. Of course, there are a couple of things to be said, but sadly we only have 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes to go, and we are almost at the end of it. So if there is another question, of course, Jens, is there another one?
No, but let's repeat the slogan of our webinars. Today's actions are tomorrow's results. So every trading day, we are here available to the same time. So back on Monday, and we have 5 days a week, 5 different traders. On Monday, it's Jay's day. Jay's is a little bit more going to the institutional view, how the institutionals would trade Forex. So if you like to see that institutional view, welcome to the coming Monday. Thanks for now. And if you like to watch it again, a couple of hours later in our YouTube channel. And if you cannot wait until Monday in 2 or 3 days, then you can see the Jay's institutional view video already now on our YouTube channel. Thanks, Dirk, for the day. Have a nice day. Good trades and bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Have a nice weekend, of course. And don't forget 13:30 CT. Don't forget the non-farm payrolls today. It might be a bumpy road ahead, so just be aware of that. Thank you again and see you next Friday. Bye-bye.